Okay, trial time. Let's do it, boys and girls, and everybody in between, and everybody who doesn't fall onto the binary gender spectrum. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? Like, they're like, non-binary doesn't mean that it's a third gender. Yeah, but it can. It can. Like, don't seed ground to transphobes. There are more than two genders, and every time transphobes complain about that, I personally will add 5 more. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor! Mac! Oh, hey. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! Are you doing alright? How you feeling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you. I really hope this isn't a romantic subplot, because I think it would be more wholesome if he acted like a father figure to Maggie. Or at least a big brother type, you know? Like how Phoenix is for Maya. Or how Edgeworth is for Kay Faraday. Or... yeah, that's about it. Yes? You better square this case away. Got it, pal? Meg is innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. I think it's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? Yep. He's always on our side. He doesn't get paid enough to be rooting for the prosecution unless it's Edgeworth. So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Of course. I got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. Someone says, if something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me? Right. And then we're gonna dismantle capitalism so I can get a fair paycheck. I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should be all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. January 7th. Yo, don't worry, bro. Apollo Justice drops January 25th. Listen, I was never book smart. I'm money smart. Books me more tell. Well, how'd that work? Let's see. I was never book smart. Money smart. Ignorant tell. I was never book smart. Money smart makes me more intelligent. Call me Mr. Rock Festival. God, hello, band short of cute in a circle. 2 feet tall, we got a friend. She'll make me slide with my dark like I'm Mega Man. Okay. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Baird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Bitter. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Ah! What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You talking to me?" It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? He just instantly believes it. Our trusty. So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Wright, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough for this trial today. But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright. Will the real Phoenix Wright, please? I wasn't questioning whether you were Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. Oh, sick burn! That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. He's Mia's dead boyfriend. Like, come on, you don't have to be a genius to figure that out. You don't have to have seen the plot twists before to figure that out, right? Coffee? As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for the irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. And I'm gonna sad puppy dog guy, sad clown. No wait, the sad clown, that would be Edgeworth. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the record. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name is Police Department Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe. Other way around, Detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation is tied up with another case now. Hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elk. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Incorporated, a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. Let's see, time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. 1 hour gap of uncertainty. Potassium cyanide, very potent poison. Can state you instantly. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over him by the waitress. Yeah, but anyone could have poisoned that cup. The waitress being the accused? Yeah. Anyone could have poisoned that cup. Anyone else working there could have poisoned that cup. So he could have poisoned it himself. Could have been a suicide. That should be enough reasonable doubt. In a perfect world, that would be enough reasonable doubt. The victim died from poison almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. Gene Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. Well, either of those 2 could have poisoned the coffee. Oh, how would they have done that? I don't know. All I'm saying is that they could have done it. How would Maggie have gotten hands on potassium cyanide? And Gumshoe never got back to me with the results for that green bottle. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. That's what you said about every other case you presided over, you dumb motherfucker. I'm sorry, that was mean. Someone's on Twitch. I'll watch that later. Hopefully, maybe, if I can get through this trial, this first trial quickly. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. Incident. The bite of 87. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup, and what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have, some kind of a motive. Idea for a fucking Phoenix Wright and Five Nights at Freddy's crossover. Mike Schmidt, the guy who got fired from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, is accused of killing 5 kids and burning down the place. And then a guy who's very clearly William Afton, who, after escaping from the Scrambling Soup, which is something that happens in the novels and comic book adaptation of said novels, Dave, his name is Dave, he's the key witness. Phoenix Wright has to clear Mike Schmidt's name, and the prosecution, who would the prosecution be? Matthew Patrick. It would be Matt Pat, or like the guy who's very clearly a Matt Pat XB, the one that's got Coffin made,
and he wrote him in the books, and then he made him get pregnant with Springtrap's unholy fetus. So Mpreg is canon in the FNAF verse. That's the guy. That guy's the prosecution. Mpreg Matt Pat. And he's the prosecution, and his breakdown animation is him giving birth to Springtrap. And that's what it is. And I call it a turnabout, Terror? Turnabout, Five Nights at Turnabout Pizza. Sure, let's go with that. Turnabout Pizza. Oh, and, Gregory is there. Gregory is Phoenix's aide, his counsel, co-counsel, because, you know, Pearl's co-counsel. Fucking high school students can be his co-counsel. Surely a homeless orphan child can be Phoenix's co-counsel. I mean, hey, that's basically... I'm pretty sure that's the relationship between Professor Layton and Luke. Like, I don't know where he found Luke. Did he just find him in a dumpster behind Taco Bell?
Using the dark aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady.
Foreshadowing. That's how you died, isn't it, Godot? You died because someone poisoned your coffee. Then you came back.
The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination. But,
yes?
Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood?
I already told you that wasn't me.
But yeah, you...
I've never intimidated. I'm just a little baby boy. I'm a little softy baby boy.
The victim was alone at his table, sir.
Can I stop you for just a minute?
Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for that to be true. He's practically crying. He could have just refused to testify. Could have just refused to testify on the grounds that it would incriminate his friend and the former colleague. So, like, surely that's good, right? Like, that surely that's happened before. Someone refused to testify because they don't want to incriminate the defense. Surely he shouldn't even be allowed to testify because of conflict of interest. I don't know. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, that's what she said.
And let me guess, we can't trust her because she's the suspect.
What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction?
Okay, but like, anyone could be the killer, right? We don't know for certain that she's the killer. Cause... Oh, but it's guilty until proven innocent. It's the presumption of guilt. This trial started on the assumption that she's the killer. I have to disprove it because it's... I wonder, does Phoenix take Xanax? What medication does Phoenix has to take for him to get through these trials?
Hey, sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer.
Yeah, because they're in on it. I'm telling you, mafia snitch hypothesis.
Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. Their two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? I don't know if pressing will count as, like, intimidation, and because, like, it might get me penalized. So just to be safe, I'm saving. Well, maybe the other witness just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way.
Huh. That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, right?
What?
I have here, in my possession, a ticket. A ticket to hell.
I'm on the highway to hell. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Elevator? Looks more like a wall to me. Hi, I'm Phoenix Wright. Today I want to talk to you guys about abortion.
Yes, a one-way ticket to guilty. Population the defendant.
Could you come up with a... Could you think of a cringier joke than that?
This is a photograph taken from the entrance to the kitchen. It's the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poison took place, correct? I think the court will agree that's such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Trey, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? Clearly that picture was taken after he left the table. Oh, man. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. Okay. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Right. Press harder. I just wondered if I forgot something, but then I remembered that I didn't forget. And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? How should I know? Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup, and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper? Huh. Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite? Some people do. The victim took his coffee black, with no sugar. It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. Well, what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Isn't he your witness? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This. Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? I hope Godot's paying for your medical bill. When this is over, I'm suing you. Your laser ass. Now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There is clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. I can't stop biting my cheek and my tongue, and it's like swollen. I keep accidentally biting my cheek and tongue while I'm talking. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. The victim and Maggie's prints. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. Potassium cyanide? I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? It's, well, that stuff's lethal. You eat too much in your history. How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams? How much is that? You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much. Earwax, huh?
Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Ouch.
Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. And it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive.
Oh. Tell us more about the motive. Some kind of a motive.
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another.
I swear to God, if Godot ends up firing Gumshoe in this game, like if Gumshoe gets fired in all 3 games...
Huh? I don't get it.
I can always get another detective.
I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. Also, I can fire you whenever I want. I own the police, motherfucker. So stick to the facts, detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? I can fire you anytime I want, because I control the police, because we live in a dictatorship.
Come on, Gumshoe.
They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket.
I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. I have evidence that,
it disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000.
500 grand? Wow, I'd kick a baby for that much money. I was just mimicking what the gallery was probably saying. I wouldn't do that. I would, like if I was assured that the baby would survive me kicking it or punching it, yes, I would do it for the money. And I would just pay for the baby's medical expenses. But, but I would, zero harm done. A net amount of zero harm would have been caused. But, would I kick a dog? Would I punch a person for that much money? Would I punch a friend? I don't have a friends. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? That's a good idea for an objection.lol debate. Would you punch a baby for this much money? And everyone is arguing and giving their different points. It doesn't have to be a yes or no question, by the way. That's the thing. Limiting these hypotheticals questions to yes or no. That it doesn't do anyone a service, especially since it's a thought experiment, right? You don't have to give a rigid answer. It's a thought experiment. Like Charlie Problem, that's a thought experiment. You don't have to pull the lever. You could do something else. You could, I don't know, shoot, you could derail the train somehow. You could, break the lever off of the hinges and use it to derail the train. You could, push the lever halfway through, so that way it's not switched to either one of the tracks, right? So when the rain reaches the diversion, it has nowhere to go, so it derails. But he stole the wrong one. Then it is possible Maggie stole the... Is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Press harder. Fake it till you make it. Bullshit your way to victory. That's why it's called that. Oh my god! Phoenix Wright bullshit evolved. Bullshit your way to victory. That's literally what Phoenix does in every game. Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery tickets disappeared in no way implicates my client.
Huh. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket? One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting the search of the defendant.
And here it comes.
Yes, well, it seems to me that, the victim was killed with a gun. A single bullet was found in the victim's forehead. And the murder weapon, a gun which labels if lost returned to, Johnny being the name of the defendant, was missing a bullet, and it has the defendant's fingerprints on it, as well as on the bullet that was lodged in the victim's skull, and there are records of... And we have security footage of the defendant leaving his home with the gun in his pocket 1 hour before the murder. And we have a letter addressed to the victim in the defendant's handwriting, telling him to visit him at the scene of the crime. So it seems it's very clear that the defendant killed the victim.
Objection, Your Honor. I have in my pocket, a half-eaten donut. And this proves that the witness on this stand is actually the long-lost Zodiac killer. And, like, I'm just bullshitting, but that's probably, close to one of the trials in the next games. Because, like, there are, more games after this. There's the trilogy, and then there's the two, the two Great Ace Attorney games and the two Miles Edgeworth games. That's, 7 games. And one of those 7 games, I'm sure there is some, batshit insane case that, we have camera footage of the defendant. You see his face. He kills the victim, and yet Phoenix or Apollo or Ryunosuke or Edgeworth just finds some wild evidence that proves actually it was this other guy who did it. And it's like, what the fuck? And the prosecutor's like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck?
What? Order! Order! She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately.
I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is crisp. Is this a bribe? Your Honor, I'm willing to give you half of this cosmic brownie. Oh, dear God. This person goes free. Oh, boy. Is it hot in here, or is it just global warming?
This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper.
Yeah, well, all money is.
What matters is where it was found, Your Honor.
And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately.
That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime.
Judge, I'm very concerned about your definition of reasonable doubt. Of beyond reasonable doubt, because for you, beyond reasonable doubt is the only supposed suspect was Maya, and it could have been the air, and I also lacked object permanence, so it might still be Maya. I am not making that up. In 2 trials, I presented evidence that it couldn't have been Maya, and yet you still think, and yet because I wasn't able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that someone else did it, you still suspected Maya. Like, motherfucker. Everyone in this universe should have trust issues.
There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. I call dibs, so it's mine. That's how the rules work. I am the judge. That's the law. I get the ticket now. It's mine. That alone provides a very credible motive.
Your Honor, I have someone...
I mean, for that sum of money, I might even be tempted to bend the rules.
I mean, you haven't already.
I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money.
Just straight up admitted that you'll accept bribes. In a court of law, no doubt. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, but that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. Yeah, for once, the presumption of guilt makes sense.
I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final, decisive piece of evidence.
He's got more evidence against Maggie? See, this is how I know the Yakuza are involved.
This is the apron that the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time.
Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like... It can't be. Strawberry juice?
Huh. It seems the star of our play was a little flustered, and somehow spilled coffee on herself.
The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Why would there be blood? Did the potassium cyanide make the victim cough up blood?
Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean? Of course, I'm referring to the pocket.
What? The pocket?
A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this.
Maggie, why was there blood on your apron? Oh, I was stabbed before I brought the customer his coffee. Wait, you were stabbed? Yeah. Why didn't you bring this up? It wasn't important, was it? It's not like the victim was stabbed. But, Your Honor, my client was stabbed. I think that's evidence enough that someone else might have poisoned that guy. Maybe she was forced to bring the poison under threat of death?
Well, maybe she just stabbed herself.
Are there any knives with her fingerprints on it?
No, we did a check.
Well, then she couldn't have stabbed herself. I think that proves reasonable doubt, doesn't it?
Yes, but you haven't proved that someone else could have done it, so Maggie should still go to jail.
Okay, that's the last time I'm milking that joke, okay? I gotta find a different joke to milk, like, trust issues. The fact that everyone in this game should have trust issues.
Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket.
A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Oh my god, this is the same thing that happened to Phoenix. I'm willing to bet that, like, somehow Dahlia is behind this crime as well. Just, she's been pulling the strings somehow.
Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it.
What?
Order! 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 The court will accept these items into evidence.
Small pocket, but no one cares about the red stain. Okay.
Yeah, something's still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court?
Oh, finally, the judge is the voice of reason.
Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that...
Oh, that's right. He can't see red.
Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain.
For once, I'd like to see a prosecutor who isn't left in the dark. I like someone with no gimmicks. They're just a good prosecutor. Then again, I think Godot's the closest we've come to, like, a competent prosecutor. You don't need to be told. Just look at it.
Well, detective, could this stain really be blood?
Because, like, Godot, he clearly knows the laws. And he expects Phoenix to know all the laws as well. He expects Phoenix to do his dang job. The job of a defense lawyer. And he knows what his job is as a prosecutor. He's got the most of his shit together out of all the prosecutors we've seen so far. Yes, even more than Edgeworth. I'm sorry, Edgeworth.
No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir.
Oh, ketchup.
Yes, I assure you, we did a test. She must have gotten some on her apron while taking some of their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little too soon, Detective Gumshoe.
Well, it clearly wasn't important.
Pull a stunt like that, and I'll have you drink 12 cups of ketchup, witness.
I do that. I wouldn't mind drinking ketchup.
I thought everyone knew what it was already.
I bet Gumshoe puts ketchup on his instant noodles when he needs, like, a boost of sugar.
I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case.
Huh?
The motive, the opportunity, and the supported evidence, they have all been clearly established.
Your Honor, I have more evidence, Your Honor.
Well, Wright, it seems you really are a phony after all.
Gah, you really know how to drive a man nuts.
Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene, and the findings of your investigation there.
Witness testimony.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her.
Always passed out. And for some reason, that's not a good enough alibi. Nothing's a good enough alibi. Nothing short of being dead or in jail is good enough. And you know, I bet there has been an incident where, like, someone who was already in jail, for, like, another crime, like petty theft, they become the prime suspect for a murder case because everyone in this justice system, except for the defense and the prosecution, is batshit insane. The victim didn't have any identification on him,
but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison.
Okay, you know what? No, I take back everything I said. The justice system, the police, the court, they're not lazy. No, fuck, I fucked it up. They are lazy. They're not insane, they're not stupid, they're just lazy. Remember, this is a parody of the Japanese legal system. Everybody just assumes that the first guy they arrest is the one who did it, which is why there's a presumption of guilt. Trials have to be wrapped up in 3 days or less, because they're lazy, and then possibly because this is cheaper. It's cheaper to just lock up someone regardless of whether or not they did the crime, just so you can close the case and not have to waste money investigating it. I don't want to do the investigation, so just... Oh my god. Like, again, I'm pretty certain this right here is the Dark Age of the Law.
And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Of course, I'd like to be proven wrong.
Who knows? Maybe in Apollo Justice, it's even worse. It could be even worse than this. Like, I don't know. Maybe all crimes get you the death penalty. All crimes.
You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
And the justification for this is, well, nobody wants to die, so, boom, it's the ultimate deterrent. We'll finally be free from, those dang bike thieves.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Wright.
Oh yeah, and if you're caught jaywalking, yeah, you got the death penalty because jaywalking is dangerous. You could be killed. So you don't want that, so we're gonna kill you.
Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So, let the fun begin.
Has there ever been a trial for jaywalking? It's a dumb question. I doubt. Like, jaywalking's a misdemeanor. Hey, you know what else is a misdemeanor? Crossing the fucking border. Yet apparently, some people think that crossing the border warrants you being separated from your family. So maybe tell them, lots of other misdemeanors that are, like, at the same level of severity as crossing the border. So, hey, if you see you using illegal fireworks, maybe you should be separated from your family. Of course, if you do that, you might get punched in the face by some angry, racists. I'm not responsible for your safety.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her.
How long was the defendant unconscious for?
The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40 p.m. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself.
I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. Yeah, could have hidden the evidence, could have planted some evidence on the other guys. Planted a gram of coke on the victim, so that way make everyone think Maggie was she was fighting the war on drugs.
I would have loved to see Maggie still sleep like that, all pretty and peaceful.
You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird washer. Again, the way he talks about her, it's like a doting big brother. Doesn't feel like a romantic relationship. But then again, we all know Maggie's a Delph hunter. Save the romantics for your own time, because that's very clearly a platonic adoration. All we need to know about is the investigation. I admire him, Sephiroth.
Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I?
Red as in your fucking paycheck, your fucking bills you gotta pay, your net worth is in the red. Didn't have any identification on him. Is that right? He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet.
58 cents?
Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in the wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge?
I think I'm onto something here. Oh! I didn't have any identification on. Somehow I doubt that. Left in the victim's handwriting. That was identification. I'd say... Hey, wait a minute. The lottery tickets. Right? Hold on. I don't want to fuck this up. Surely the lottery tickets that were scattered all around, those would count as identification, because, like... No. Let's try... this. Come on, buddy. Didn't have any identification. Could just be this magazine. No. Let's just take it easy. God, I am getting hungry. I have to start wrapping this up so I can stuff my face. Then the investigation went smoothly. What do you mean by smoothly? Wait a second.
Huh? Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Ah! Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Oh, that.
He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. Yeah, poor little meow meow. You are also a poor little meow meow. Look at you, you wet little meow meow.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket.
So he did have a form of identification.
It seems Mr. Glen Elk visited his doctor before he went to trade in.
So he had some prescription drugs. Do you have any of those drugs left over? Maybe in the evidence locker. I could go over there, take them off your hands. I'm just saying.
That's a joke. I do not condone using other people's prescription drugs recreationally,
unless they give you give you their permission. Like, I don't know. Just take drugs, consume drugs safely. It goes for your over-the-counter drugs, prescription drugs, recreational drugs. Do it all safely. Yes, even crack. You can do crack safely. If you can do alcohol, like they got like these like there's this proposed locations that would allow people to consume drugs like heroin in a safe environment, you know, controlled amounts. Like how a bar lets you drink a certain amount of alcohol, and like it's at that bartender's discretion as to how much alcohol you're allowed to have. And yet some Republican lawmakers think, no, that's a bad idea. We shouldn't be giving drugs to these people. We should be securing the border. And like, I imagine that the same argument was used during Prohibition. That would be an interesting idea. An Ace Attorney game set in the Prohibition era. You gotta defend mobsters. you got the prosecution's a mobster, and there's the looming threat of World War II. Actually, no, since this is the Ace Attorney universe, World War II doesn't happen in this timeline, because there is no anti-Japanese sentiments in the United States, which is why Japanifornia exists. So, no World War II. Everything is happy. Peace and love on planet Earth. Yeah, but the justice system is still bullshit. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Ask about that bag. What sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Damn it. Not even a trace of that of the drugs. Not even a speck of amphetamines. I am just referencing like Disco Elysium and the. I don't do drugs, guys. Victim's prescription bag. The victim got this from the door before going to Tribulations. The bag is empty. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate, are you, Wright? Grrr. Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, it could have been one of the cops who were searching her. What? A police officer planting false evidence on someone who is on the ground, lying prone, and unable to defend themselves? Who could ever conceive of something like that happening? Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. Of course. No, that's not then the judge says, no, nothing like that ever happens. No one has ever planted evidence, in Phoenix. If you, suggest that there is, any corruption going on in the police force, I, will, have you, held in contempt of court. Nothing suspicious going on here. Nope, no, nuh-uh. We had an apartment party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes. Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Oh my god, he's the boss, I knew it. Sorry. So, Wright, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Wow. I'd love to if I had any. Oh, fuck. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. Nothing else missing from the crime scene. Nothing else missing, eh? So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for. Yeah. Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. But wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh yeah, the one that restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, huh? How much did the lottery ticket cost? And they're just gonna let him get away with it? White privilege. It was just $1, detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe. How much are they paying him? 1 cent per year. If I don't find a hole in his testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe wasn't giving us anything to work with. I mean, can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Hey! Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Shuba dooba. Okay, gumfuck. Reported at 2:25, eh? But when did the crime happen? It happened at some point between... That's the one thing I haven't pressed him on. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe?
There's another old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened.
Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man.
Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurried abuse out. And seeds.
Seeds.
It was nothing. I cut each one with my teeth.
What are you, a fucking karate kid? Gonna catch them with the chopsticks? Do you catch flies with your teeth? I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. My throat feels closed up. Is it because of the way I'm lying down, or is it because it's so hot? I'm just gonna... I've been sitting cross-legged. I just need someplace to fit my feet. Maybe I could put a feet rest under my desk. Maybe I'll L-lolly at it. I'll just sit crouched like a gargoyle. I am incapable of sitting normally. Unless I'm in a public place, like at a restaurant or a church.
The old man was only the only other customer at the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. Found out who he was pretty quickly. Investigation. Lottery taking a bottle of poison. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally!
I'm talking, so this part of me checking the audio isn't boring. I'm sorry.
I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will ya?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
Well, that's just kind of a technicality. You couldn't say that the medicine inside the bag was missing if it, was never there. You could have just brought an empty medicine bag into the restaurant for fuck knows what reason. Fuck knows, that's Dick Gumshoe's new partner. Detective Dick Gumshoe, and Lieutenant Cunt Fuck Knows. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You are too cool, pal.
Man, are those two boyfriends?
Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Willis, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence?
I don't get paid enough. Seriously, if they want this guy to do a better job, pay him more money.
I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison. And the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself.
Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? That's all.
What?
Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will.
What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New ear otolaryngological. Otolaryngological? Garological. That isn't logical. What kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? God, I'm so hungry.
Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a flight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum.
He ruptured his eardrum?
Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested.
What? Not to be ingested? Yeah, because it would be poison. If you read the fine print, oh. Here it is in very fine print.
It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication.
Okay.
It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all.
Oh. Nick. If you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right. But I can't get away with this any old weak objection. What should I do? Fuck. Hold. Let me save. Save. Push the medication issue. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. Oak correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribune. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime?
But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal.
That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However significant it may seem, it's the lawyer's duty to preserve the truth.
You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant.
Oh boy.
It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide.
It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Grumble. Mr. Godot, I am getting tired, so I'm gonna take a break from the voices. I'm awake. I wasn't sleeping. I got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was here in the witness run on the day of the murder. This jumbled speak. I'm not. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yeah, hey, good job, Nick. If I ever become like a legitimate streamer, I am not gonna be doing a 24-hour stream. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess. After which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off of my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess. To be continued, to be continued, to be continued. Oh, fuck me. Phew, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me. But he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. Yeah, it's fucking, I don't know. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life, but it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. The worst thing about betrayal is that it never comes from your enemies. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Boy, you don't mean that, Maggie. Poor Gumshoe. Phoenix, are you okay? Yeah, I'm high on fucking... My brain is drenched in the sleepy juice. Like, it's crazy how in media, the people who are, stay awake for so long, they're, like, hyperactive anxieties. And maybe you could explain that as them, you know, drinking energy drinks and coffee, but... You know, you eventually gotta crash. The energy drink won't keep you energetic forever, so... like, there's that woman in Meet the Robinsons. I haven't slept in 8 days! She'd be like, I haven't slept in 8 days, thanks to the caffeine patch. So the next witness is going to be that old lady from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, big old grouch. Are you gonna be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can't take whatever he throws at me. Birds. Are there gonna be birds in this trial again? Because, like, there was a bird pecking at Phoenix's case during the fucking Maximilian Galactus trial. And because there were birds, because... Candy's a friend that deal birds. Reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Goodell, your next witness, please. Prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show for cop. Will the witness please take... Oh! Okay. I feel much more better now that I ate some food. I feel more energetic. Double up though today, baby.
Name an occupation if you don't mind.
The name is Mr. Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty what make me, mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
Occupation? Listen, how much do you think there is for Komodo? How much code do you think there is for Komodo embroidery here?
Komodo embroidery?
That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on Komodos. My ancestors were embroidering Komodos before this country even existed.
Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he can embroider my costume sometime. Yeah. Anyway.
Like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job warranting at the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
By burgers, he means wrong. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, witness. Were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident?
Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino.
Seeds?
What do you think these are,
I thought those were for birds.
I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps?
Did I? Oh yes, yes I did. I saw it all.
Then please tell the court. We're all ears.
Sure, I'll tell you every last detail.
He's really gotten into this. What a witness. Giggity giggity. What?
The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
Look, see, there's like hair right there on the side of her chin.
Mr. Kudo, she is not a servant girl. Please refer to her as a waitress.
Gah, you're as bad as the rest of them.
See, there's hair right there on his chin, and it's like... But look, it should be in the middle, but it's not.
All these newfangled words, what's wrong with old-fashioned ones,
Newfangled?
It defies logic. His hair is an outline. It's a Mickey Mouse effect.
It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you.
Excuse me?
Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old days. Don't let the good old days slip away.
It wasn't like the good old days. The good old days, they missed out. They don't know. Everything was better in the 90s. You were the 90s. I did not realize, man, the fucking 90s nostalgia. It's the same as the boom nostalgia. They don't know what it was like back then. The younger generation don't know what it was like back then. The 90s kids, millennials, were the boomers all along. I'm blowing this whole thing wide open. Yes, Your Honor. Phoenix is not having this.
Oh, the young man was reading the sports paper. No. The servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it.
Slammo. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Need I remind you that you are under oath.
Mr. Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I.
I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. You know, if you need glasses for driving, you might as well make him look cool. Like, get yourself some prescription frames that are modeled after steampunk goggles. You put them over your head. You know, wear goggles while driving, like they did it when cars were first invented. And like instead of steering wheels, they had levers, and the cars, they didn't actually move that fast, but it was kind of convenient if you didn't want to like walk, because walking hurts if you do it for long.
And I saw what the servant girl put into the Javachino as well.
I better know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. Press. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony.
I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please?
Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Ooh, white powder? What color was the, Yes. Deadly powdery poison. It doesn't specify the color of the poison powder. Did she really put that into the coffee? I know arsenic powder is purple or something. It's purple or green. One of those two things. Because I read it. And like elementary table, the periodic table tells you the color of each element in its pure form.
You doubt me, boy? She took out a bottle, a small brown bottle, and sprinkled it in.
Couldn't she have been added sugar?
Sugar in a small brown bottle like that?
Like that. Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? A bottle like this, perhaps?
Oh, there it is. That's the one.
That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you?
Damn the sexy prosecutor.
The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed.
He just took one sip?
You young'uns, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died.
That is not sound. Congratulations, you have earned the title of baddest man to grace a courtroom. Yeah, old man yells at Cloud. Here's a counter tip. When you're done drinking from a glass bottle, eat it. Fucking eat the bottle.
So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that should...
Oh, an immediate death? So then that means that this message written by the victim, which says, I was killed by this woman, it has to have been a fake. He died instantly.
Never mind. I retract my previous statement. Actually, I just found this, updated autopsy report hidden in my ass. No, oh no, you don't.
Phoenix climbs over his desk, and he runs towards it, and then it turns into a fucking fist fight. And then Godot uses his super optic divine death blast and vaporizes Phoenix. Maya avenges her fallen friend and blows up Godot's mind with her mind. Blows up the Godot explodes Gazelle with her mind. She slumped over
without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach.
That was probably because of John's piss-poor brewing skills.
Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress? I presume she is...
That's the servant girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
No, you don't. You're only focused on her dress. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry.
You can see all the way up to her
ankles.
She's practically naked in that uniform.
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such a uniform. Even me. I'd love to see that. There's gotta be fan art of that.
Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that reason.
Oh, what, you don't want to see Phoenix in the maid outfit, you cowards? Don't get all psyched, Nick. You gotta keep your gals together. I guess I got a bit carried away. Never mind. We all know Edgeworth is the baby girl in this relationship. You, Phoenix, are the poor little meow meow.
There are other things I recognize about her, too.
He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Pressing hard has got me this far. I'm not stopping now. Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress is Maggie Bird or not.
Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you add them to your testimony.
Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose.
Let's see. Yeah, she is wearing a ribbon. Don't know about her apron, but... I'll just press them real quick. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face.
Gah, as if I wouldn't remember that.
The witness noticed the straps on the accused aprons. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right. I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red.
It was more of an orange. A blood orange. Blood orange. You're so pretentious, Phoenix. Shut up. It's fucking red.
Blood orange.
Wait, actually, he doesn't know what red... He can't see red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Ask about the straps. Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that?
Oh, my wife, before she died,
shoot the strap. The strap on.
What?
The ribbon in her hair, the straps of her apron. What's the fascination?
Fascination.
Objection.
Don't tell me this is a fetish. Let's just pretend we never saw that.
Listen, you old upstarts, I haven't...
And I ruined it. And I ruined the moment. This beautiful moment of me just taking in this A+ writing from the Ace Attorney team.
Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright?
I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps. And I'm not talking about... Is that a thing? I'm kind of scared. I mean, I can imagine. Oh boy. Belts, that's definitely a fetish. Boots, yeah, hell yeah. Anything involving leather, really. Leather hats, leather jackets, leather boots, leather gloves. All of it at once. Leather chaps. But what about like a strap? Like, listen, Soul Bad Guy, that dude is covered in straps. That's got to be a fetish, right? He has got to. Soul Bad Guy dresses like that because he thinks it is sexually appealing.
Very well. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless.
Do you think old Celia really saw Maggie do it? Maya, we talked about this. Phrasing. Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. Yeah, he only sees women as objects. Do you have anything you want to say to the court? But do you have anything you want to say to the women in this court, Mr. Kudo?
I'm sorry, women.
She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? Wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick.
The young man was reading the sports paper.
Javachino. She put some white... The waffle cook. That I remember her well. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps. Let's look at the apron. Has a small pocket but big stains. Did you notice? Wait. I wonder if I can ask about the other part of... Come on. Oh, there we go. Back. My straps, my back, my pussy, and my crack. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all? It was that good woman! That fucking weird girl in the black dress and the bandage over his head. She's the killer! She was the... No, wait. No. No, it has to be Fury. It has to be the fucking imposter Phoenix. It's fake Phoenix is the killer. So I guess that means creepy dark hair yandere girl. I guess she's the accomplice. I got this all. I got us all figured out.
Objection. He's got you there, Gramps.
People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
This is harassment. I tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons.
Hey man, I'm not kink shaming. I think ribbons are cute. Straps, I don't know about that, but like, I think they are superior to laces when it comes to like, when it's like comes to like means for fastening your boots. Do you have a boot fetish?
I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony.
Sure.
This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. And if I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front.
Oh, boy. You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes?
No question about it.
What color are her eyes? What color are her eyes? Without looking at the witness right now, what color are her eyes, fucker?
I didn't come this far to back down now. Dr. Kudo never backs down.
That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. This has turned into a matter of pride for old CD now, I guess. CD's nuts on your face. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not. Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front. Do you think old CD really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress? I guess. I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. If you, let's see. There was a hook. There wasn't anything, really, nothing. You didn't say, perhaps, notice the stains on her apron? Gotcha now, fucking mom, bitch. I would like you to please take a look at this.
That filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of my grandson looks like just after he's done eating.
I feel sorry for whoever you load into. I feel sorry for whoever helped you continue your bloodline. Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. You think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clat. What? Well, what is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clat, there's been an eerie silence in here. What do you know about Earth?
Apparently more than you clod!
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning.
Uh-huh.
Yup. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops! This is why you don't let old people testify, everybody.
Witness, you can't just oops your way out of this.
Oopsie daisy. My client, please. Oopsie daisies, Your Honor.
Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands.
Kind of make him sound like Jake Marshall from the first game.
Listen, Trey, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress at the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Baird. Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted.
Well, so you do admit that you don't remember. Because, like, maybe you just forgot the time that you forgot the burger. Doesn't mean that you never forgot a burger. All that says is that you don't remember forgetting a burger. If you can't remember, probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Yes, today that Victor Kudo fucked up your order at, Five Guys was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Very well, let's suspect just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim.
If there's ever Marvel vs. Capcom 4, gotta put Phoenix back in it. Give him a Matt Murdock skin. A Matt Murdock costume.
Here was another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy back kept rustling its pages.
Wait a minute, are you still talking about my... Are you talking about my client or the victim?
The young man was listening to the wireless, I remember that well. Then the serving girl,
Okay, so in question, brought over the Javachino. I thought he was, like, forgotten the gender of the defendant for a second. But they already did that in last game, Adrian Andrews.
Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup and with his free hand it took a sip.
The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything.
How are we gonna handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that this old man's memory is shot. All their memories are deteriorating. We're all slowly dissolving into nothing. That's why in the myths of the underworld, the newly dead drink from the river Styx, or the river of the undead, and they lose all memories of their earthly life. After all, you cannot take your memories with you when you pass on to the next world. Sorry about that. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. Maybe this could be my thing. Just say really weird, ominous stuff. Kind of like what Germa does, but like... Kind of like Germa, but more psycho... Like, more... Less of the... less professional. Germa, but less professional. That's me, guys. Here's another one of those pesky untypes wearing a broken pair of spectacles. I remember spectacles. Oh, wait, he must be talking about the fucking scouter. You know? Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. But I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses.
He seems to be wearing some rather modern sheep-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some, and rival Mr. Cadeau's sharp appearance.
Ah, we better come up with something sharp and quick. I guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles.
He had a newspaper in his record. A noisy brat kept rustling its pages.
The newspaper was a sports paper, wasn't it?
That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can you even read without fidgeting? So how was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Gustine Braun retained his championship title.
No, he lost it. It was his paper, not yours. You wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own? Yeah, aren't newspapers on like what? Like you just put a coin in the box and it gives you a piece of paper. They're cheap for a reason. The free press. Oh wait, what's that? Oh, free press doesn't actually mean it's free. Oh yeah, you can say whatever you want as long as you can afford the public space and the soapbox and the fucking media coverage. Yeah, you can go wherever you want as long as you can afford the car you need to get there. You can pick any job you want, just as long as you have the right degree and you are financially stable enough to take this job without It was just prop. It's like, why is this game of all games making me talk about capitalism? Gustine Braun got beaten anyway, by the way. Anyway, Gutson Braun. How am I already crashing again?
The old man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well.
The wireless? That's probably something like Nikola Tesla would call it. Nikola Tesla was the first guy to come up with the idea of a wireless network. Oh, right.
Read the paper, listen to the wireless.
Radios. Yeah, he wanted to use radio waves, or like electromagnetic waves. Or both. It's on the electromagnetic spectrum. Basically, wanted to use radios to connect the world. Basically, like a fully connected world, and you could charge your phone. I think called it the ionosphere. Problem was, all of his experiments, they were too dangerous. He killed an elephant, electric chair style, which is ironic, because Frank Thomas Edison, he quote-unquote invented the electric chair. Inventions we need to bring back, crime skeleton. Oh boy. My sentiments exactly, Phoenix.
And using an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
What are you looking at him like that for, huh? How dare you feel sorry for me? Then the servant girl in question brought over the job of shooting him. The little fizzer picked up the top of his free hand and took a step.
Says free hand?
Yeah. Rah, 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 rah.
Which hand was that?
Well, in the 4 o'clock years.
He's always rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't he? Fucking, I'm gonna be too lazy to cut out those pauses, dude. Perhaps the great Mr. Stride has 3 hands. Damn it! Yeesh. I was only asking, are you getting up on me and shoot me like a freak? I'm just gonna take another... No! No! I'm almost done! I was only asking, no need to gain up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of choice. I'm gonna have to cut out that pause, because it was so... I don't know how much time has passed in between the names I have. I wanted to... that is this old guy's memory as a whole, and slice of Swiss. Oh, fuck. Need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere. Anything with okay, I gotta take another fucking break, dude.
Anything will do, just even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake in these hours. Spectacles.
Dark glasses to you. One of the glasses was green, but the other was broken.
Ah, you scour. New finger rubber, so I remember so. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shirts.
Oh, fuck.
The wireless, I remember that well. His free hand? Let's see here. I don't know if he was left-handed or right-handed. Held a newspaper in his right hand. Oh. So, he wasn't according to this. That would have been his left hand. Now, this, I gotta be careful because I don't want it neat. It's a specific difference. I just... Nope. The newspaper was a sports... Oh, okay, he just asked about that. I was gonna ask about... His free hand?
Yeah.
Which hand was that?
Oh, weren't you listening before, clock ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, and I...
Gonna be the worst video ever. Perhaps the great Mr. Trey has 3 hands. One on his dick.
Yeesh, I was only asking. Don't need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. So, his left hand. Or, wait. Use paper in his right hand, left hand. Covered in the victims. Wait. Oh! Oh my god. It would have been impossible for him to have picked it up and drank it like that if he was holding it with his left hand. Just sounded like a guy like... Okay. Keep misclicking. Just gotta... Okay, come on. Got you now. Yes! Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory.
I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Care to tell us where this is going, Wright?
According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
Ha! Where's this, kindergarten?
Well, I would like the court to please take a look at this.
That's the cup that the victim used, correct?
Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips.
Yes.
So,
There's a stain left by the coffee.
if you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand.
But how?
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance.
You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Grr.
Said in the court of law, he's under oath, he has to do it.
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he can...
Wait! If you think I'm going to stay here, unless you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw.
You still insist on your testimony?
That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh, yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's the dead hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault.
Who, me?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already.
Oh, call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... sure, why not here, Mr. Kudo? But this is my 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor.
Okay, how are you so sure that it was his left hand? What is this?
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs.
It wasn't green. Was it green?
He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand.
The same hand to pick up the bam.
It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's lines of work.
All these new fangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter.
How many letters in the alphabet were it? It's still 26.
I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying.
And those are the facts in good old black and white.
Straight to the cross-examination. Boy. On the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before I picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right. And check evidence at him until he breaks. But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? So that means I should just press him on everything. Right? So the victim was wearing an HMD.
Are you sure? What does that matter?
It was none of them, actually, but anyways. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side?
No question. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. From the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head. And he'd only have a view of the victim's left hand.
He kept fiddling with it all the time.
All the time. It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenelg.
He was getting on my nerves, watching that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made that fuss, dying from one sip of Javachino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked.
Seed eating. So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. Just before. The earpiece you mentioned. Which hand did the victim touch it with?
You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Or fastens your left cuff with your right hand.
Well, I mean, you can't exactly fasten your left cuff with your left hand.
And when the tour guide says on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah. You're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, are you?
Oh, I didn't mean...
Obviously, he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in. Ow! Ow!
So if he had the HDMI on his HMD on his left side, then I guess it was his left hand. Then I just started to use the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand. So you seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo.
That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me.
It looks like you really did see the guy picking the cup up with his left hand. This is a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right. Then check evidence at him until he breaks. But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony. Right? Well, I just pressed him. Maybe gotta press him twice. One sec. Victim, opposite table, you only have a view of the side of the big head. Just before you pick the cup. Maybe I should... That's his left hand. Doesn't look like it was carrying a... I don't want to just guess. So... Same hand to pick up the cup. Fill in with the cup. His left eardrum was ruptured. So that would mean that... He wasn't fiddling with it. He was applying medication. The boy was wearing the earpiece. So, let me just... save. Yes! I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question. You can lock me up, Armand. It was his left ear, without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What do you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured.
Huh?
Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pigeon. Pretty pigeon.
Oh, he's doing the fucking pigeon dance. Damn, sister.
Damn, sister.
This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when he knew his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot?
A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a drip?
This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand.
I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javicino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim...
There was a fucking bug. Both hands.
He took a sip with the cup that held in his right hand, then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw.
I mean, yeah. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. And we know that's true from the autopsy.
Which hand the victim used to pick his cup is irrelevant,
Your Honor.
The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elg drank the poisoned coffee. Like this!
Sad, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless.
I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court, but to be frank, his testimony is a farce.
Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, you can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned.
Oh! Wait!
God damn.
If we stop now, where does that leave me?
I don't know. You go home.
Leave you, Mr. Kudo.
Thanks to that blue city you're not saw over there. I'm just a bumbled old man who can't even dye his T's across his eyes now.
Not my problem. How is your bad memory my fault?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do.
Oh, that's interesting. I've kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court should know.
What?
He's gonna pull a Wendy Oldbag. He's revealing more information.
To be perfectly honest, it might not be so, but I want to say, I want another crack at you, you young shark.
Me? He's not looking at me. He's looking at me like some sort of evil shogun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? Final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What have we got to lose, Captain?
My lunch. My sanity. My lunch.
I'll give you all the Javicino you want if you come to my house after the trial. Maybe 60 yours, but executor was still amazing.
Don't follow him up on that offer, bro. He makes his own coffee. That's enough, miss.
I believe it'll be quicker to the court for just hear your testimony.
You'll bet much quicker.
Fine, if you'll get you to shut up.
That's basically what the judge said. I can't believe this is happening. Maya, you have no idea how many times Phoenix has said that in the past 3 years. I got the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Ugh, man, are you ever gonna run out of seeds?
No, because I work at the seed factory.
First of all, I wanted to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of it myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down.
Is that all?
Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Eh? You're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor defenseless man?
No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah. So what, probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy.
You're a bird brain, that's why they call you... That's all you can think of.
Phoenix, the bird.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please.
Yeah, okay. First of all, this might not be nothing, not to show myself. Slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. But wait, no, didn't he, like, choke on it? This court has already heard their testimony.
How else am I supposed to build up the suspense, huh?
The suspense.
Yes, now what do you think? Should I work the odds a bit more?
No, please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible.
Alright, now where was I? Ah, yes, the young boy slumped over the table and... Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over.
A vase, you say?
Yes, there are vases at all the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over.
Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them, too. Yeah, but the vase on the table... But the vase on the crime table, it was upright. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. And you saw the moment the victim actually knocked over the vase.
Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define?
Okay, I get it.
I heard it break, and the sound of it is burned into my memories, clear as day. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked.
A strip? I'd hardly call that a strip, more like a square. Soaked in water, you mean?
Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well.
You said you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet the water still managed to splash onto you? That's the most believable thing about this entire case.
It was cold, if I remembered splashing me.
Did water really make all the way across to the other side of the room?
Well, how about that? Turn this upside down,
You mean the vase on the victim's table falling upside down and breaking?
The vase turned upside down, and my testimony is turning this case upside down. It's a joke. I just want to hear it. What do you think, Captain?
I'm impressed by your ability to waste time.
Godot hasn't raised any objections for a while now.
So you're gonna show up with that scrap of information? I'm throwing down the gauntlet. If I lose this one, I'll take it like a man and defeat it.
He's really giving you the evil eye, Maya. It's you he's looking at, Nick, not me. It's like he's saying, I triple dare you to find a contradiction, yunnin. I guess I'll just have to raise to the challenge then. Okay. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of the Javachino. Time of death was between... Nothing that says the time of death... Oh, wait! Aha! No, he didn't. That's not what this photo says. Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene.
So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is still there. Intact.
Huh?
Lost your tongue, Granddad? Grand? No, I'm not gonna...
I'm no granddad of yours, hopscotch.
Oh! Owie.
Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. What is it now?
I just remember something.
God. Yes, go on.
The broken vase. It was on my table.
What?
Well, you see, it startled me when that young lad collapsed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean.
The vase on your table.
Yeah, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked.
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today.
I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all?
Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo.
Well, you've shown me the futility of human endeavors, so there's you got that going for you.
Oh, yes, I remember something else.
Fuck off.
Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom.
Wait, listen to me.
Well, you seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are 2 disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far.
The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it!
I therefore require both the defense and prosecution further investigate the facts.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end.
One more thing, Your Honor.
The witness we just heard from, he is most insistent that his testimony should be of use, so he summarized it accordingly into this statement.
Okay.
You may each have a copy of it, if you wish.
Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like that. Godot's really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. This haikus, it's gonna be the fucking smoking gun in the next trial. It's gonna be like, oh, this shows us the actual killer. It's gonna be some bullshit that Godot never would have seen coming.
Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. Here are 3 copies. My own, yours, and Mr. Godot's.
Yes, Your Honor. And not even the judge wants this shit. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. Okay. It's not a haiku this time. I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony. Like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Finally! Gotta stitch all this together.